Hello all, greetings of the day. Welcome to the online video tutorials on Module 1 ARM32-bit microcontroller. Course is Embedded System 18EC62. Myself Akshit Monnapake, Assistant Professor, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Sai Vidya Institute of Technology, Bangalore. So before we begin the course, the first question which arises to anyone who is starting with embedded system is, what is a microcontroller? So it is a small computer on a single metal oxide semiconductor integrated circuit chip. A microcontroller contains one or more CPUs along with the memory and programmable input-output peripherals. Let us see some of the applications of microcontrollers. Automatically controlled products and devices such as automobile engines, control systems, implantable medical devices, remote controls, office machines, appliances, power tools, toys, etc. come under the applications of microcontrollers. So if we have to group them one by one, the first one is consumer electronic products. The toys, the cameras, robots, washing machines, ovens, all the consumer electronic goods use microcontroller in them. Then we have the instrumentation and process control, under which all the laboratory equipments including our oscilloscopes, multimeters, leakage current testers come under this particular group. Then we have our medical instruments, that is our ECG checks or our electrocardiograms, medical glucose monitors, electronic brainwave machines, MRI scanners and medical heart as well as BP monitors come under the medical instruments. Then we have our communication devices such as our telephones, the answering machines inside the telephones, all these are grouped under the communication. Then we have office equipments, all our office equipment such as fax, printers, scanners are grouped under office equipments. Then we have multimedia, an example for which is the MP3 players or our iPods come under this particular group. Then the last we have automobiles. So the speedometers, the ABS systems of our cars or our vehicles come under this particular group. Let us see some of the advantages and disadvantages of microcontrollers. So low time required for performing all operations. The processor chips are very small and thus it's flexible. Due to their higher integration, the cost and the size of the system is reduced. Microcontrollers can be easily interfaced with additional RAM, ROM and input-output ports. Once the microcontrollers are programmed, they cannot be reprogrammed. At the same time, many tasks can be performed, so human efforts can be saved. It's easy to use, troubleshooting and system maintenance are simple. But there are some of the disadvantages associated with it, such as microcontrollers cannot be interfaced with high power devices directly. It has more complex structures compared to microprocessors. It only performs limited number of executions simultaneously, and generally these are used in micro equipments only. So this covers the advantages and disadvantages of microcontrollers. Let us discuss the types of microcontrollers. Microcontrollers can be divided into various types depending on different criteria. The first one is based on the size of processing, under which we have the 4-bit, the 8-bit, the 16-bit and the 32-bit of microcontrollers. Then based on instruction set, we have the RISC and the CISC microcontrollers. Based on memory connection, it can be either an internal or an external memory microcontroller. And the last one is based on the memory architecture. It can be a Harvard microcontroller or a von Neumann, which is also called as a Princeton microcontrollers. So what is a microprocessor? It is a digital integrated circuit that normally receives the data and instructions via input bus. It processes the data according to the inputs and produces the results and transmits it to the output devices via the output bus. So microcontrollers is nothing but a single chip computer with a processor, whereas a microprocessor is an integrated circuit that acts as a CPU on a computer or a central processing unit on a computer. It is made up of transistors, resistors and diodes in its circuit. Now we know what is a microcontroller and what is a microprocessor. We know the advantages and disadvantages of both. So let us discuss what is an embedded system. An embedded system is a computer system which is a combination of a microprocessor with the memory and input-output peripherals. So an embedded system controls the physical operation of the machine that is embedded within it, and it often has some real-time computing constraints. ARM Cortex-M3 processor. The microcontroller market is vast with more than 20 billion devices per year estimated to be shipped in 2010. So a bewildering array of vendors, devices and architectures is computing in this market. So the requirement for higher performance microcontrollers has been driven globally by the industry's changing needs. Now for example, microcontrollers are required to handle more work without increasing a product's frequency and power. So in addition, microcontrollers are becoming increasingly connected whether by universal serial bus or by the Ethernet or the wireless radio. And hence the processing needed to support these communication channels is advanced peripherals are growing. So an ARM Cortex-M3 processor, the first of the Cortex generation of processors, was released by ARM in the year 2006 and was primarily designed to target the 32-bit microcontroller market. So the Cortex-M3 processor provides excellent performance at low gate count and comes with many new features previously available only in the high-end processors. The Cortex-M3 addresses the requirements for the 32-bit embedded processors market in the following ways. The first one is it has greater performance efficiency, low power consumption, enhanced determinism, improved code density, ease of use, lower cost solutions. Then the last one, wide choice of development tools. Let us discuss the background of ARM and ARM architecture. So ARM was formed in 1990 as Advanced RISC Machine Limited, a joint venture of Apple Computers, Acorn Computer Group and the VLSI technology. So in the year 1991, ARM introduced the ARM6 processor family and VLSI became the initial license. Subsequently, additional companies including the Texas Instruments, the NEC Sharp and ST Microelectronics licensed the ARM processor designs, extending the application of ARM processors into mobile phones, computer hard disks, personal digital assistants, home entertainment systems and many other consumer products. The Cortex-M3 processor is a central processing unit of the microcontroller chip. In addition, a number of other components are required for the whole Cortex-M3 processor based microcontroller. So after the chip manufacturers licensed the Cortex-M3 processors, they put the Cortex-M3 processors in their silicon design, adding the memory, the peripherals, the input-output and other features. So Cortex-M3 processor based chips from different manufacturers will have different memory sizes, it will have different peripherals and different added features. Let us discuss the architectural versions of ARM. So over the years, ARM has continued to develop new processors and system blocks. So these include the popular ARM7 TDMI processor and more recently the ARM1176 TZFS processors, which is used in high-end applications such as the smartphones. So the evolution of features and enhancement to the processors over the time has led to successive versions of ARM architecture. Note that the architectural version numbers are independent from processor names. For example, the ARM7 TDMI processor is based on the ARM version 4T architecture, where T is for the thumb instructional mode support. We have the ARM version 5E architecture, which introduced the ARM9E processor families, which added the enhanced DSP instructions for multimedia applications. The ARM11 family of the ARM version 6 architecture added the memory system features and single instruction multiple data instructions. Over the past several years, ARM extended its product portfolio by diversifying its CPU development, which resulted in the architectural version 7 or V7. In this version, the architectural design is divided into three profiles. The A profile is designed for high performance open application platforms. The R profile is designed for high-end embedded systems in which real-time performance is needed. And the M profile is designed for the deeply embedded microcontroller type systems. The instruction set development. Key driving force of architectural evolution is the enhancement and extension of the instruction set. Historically, the ARM7 TDMI had two different instruction sets supported on the ARM processor. One was the 32-bit ARM instruction set and the 16-bit thumb instruction set. So during execution, the processor can dynamically switch between ARM state and the thumb state. The thumb instructions provide only a subset of the ARM instructions, but it can provide high code density and it is used in tight memory requirement products. So if we see the version 5, there was an enhanced DSP instruction added to it as an extension of both the ARM and thumb instructions. Similarly, in version 6, the SIMD and the memory support was added as an extra feature. In the version 7, we come across the Thumb 2 technology introduced. So we will be discussing the Thumb 2 technology in the further slides. The Thumb 2 technology and instruction set architecture. The Thumb 2 technology extended the thumb instruction set architecture into a highly efficient and powerful instruction set that delivers significant benefits in terms of ease of use, code size and performance. The extended instruction set in Thumb 2 is a superset of the previous 16-bit thumb instruction set with additional 16-bit instruction alongside the 32-bit instructions. It allows more complex operations to be carried out in the thumb state, thus allowing higher efficiency by reducing the number of state switching between the ARM state and the thumb state. With the support from both the 16-bit and 32-bit instructions in the Thumb 2 instruction set, there is no need to switch the processor between the thumb and the ARM states. For example, in ARM7 or ARM9 family processors, you might need to switch to ARM state if you want to carry out complex calculations or a large number of conditional operations, and good performance is also needed. Whereas in the Cortex M3 processor, you can mix the 32-bit instructions with the 16-bit instructions without switching the states, thus getting higher code density and higher performance with no extra complexity. Let us discuss the Cortex M3 processor applications. The first one is low-cost microcontrollers. So the Cortex M3 processor is ideally suited for low-cost microcontrollers which are commonly used in consumer products. It uses from toys to electrical appliances. It is highly competitive market due to the many well-known 8-bit and 16-bit microcontroller products on the market. So its lower power, high performance and ease of use advantages enable the embedded developers to migrate to 32-bit systems and develop products with the ARM architecture. Next we have the automotive. Another ideal application for Cortex M3 processor is in the automotive industry. The Cortex M3 processor has very high performance efficiency and low interrupt latency, allowing it to be used in real-time systems. The Cortex M3 processor supports up to 240 external vectored interrupts with a built-in interrupt controller with nested interrupt supports and an optional MPU unit, making it ideal for highly integrated and cost-sensitive automotive applications. Then we have the data communications. The processor's low power and high efficiency coupled with the instructions in Thumb 2 for bit field manipulation makes the Cortex M3 ideal for many communication applications such as the Bluetooth and the Zigbee. Then we have the industrial control. In industrial control applications, simplicity, fast response and reliability are the key factors. Again, the Cortex M3 processors interrupt feature, low interrupt latency and enhanced fault handling features make it a strong candidate in this particular area. So then we have the consumer products. In many consumer products, a high performance microprocessor is used. The Cortex M3 processor, being a small processor, is highly efficient and low in power consumption, and it supports an MPU enabling complex software to execute while providing robust memory features. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you all in the next online video tutorial of ARM 32-bit microcontrollers.